In my intro video for this series on the greatest sci-fi shows of all time, someone suggested Star Wars. Now, of course, I'm not usually used to thinking of Star Wars as a TV franchise, but of course that dates me because there is a lot of Star Wars TV now. However, a lot of it is kind of cartoony. And no, I don't mean that it's literally animated, I mean cartoony. Cartoonishness breaks verisimilitude, like this. So, this is 1,000 times more badass than the first clip, but still cartoony. The other consideration is that I'm really not used to thinking of Star Wars as science fiction. That may sound strange, but for most of the history of the franchise, I would have said, no, Star Wars is actually fantasy with sci-fi window dressing. Fantasy is concerned with the mythic. Science fiction, I think, should be, at its best, inquiry. It's asking big questions. So, fantasy looks backward, but science fiction looks outward. Now, that said, Star Wars TV has really morphed into more science fiction, especially the aforementioned and slightly maligned Clone Wars cartoon series, which did really explore big questions about war, which, ironically, Star Wars had never really done before. Now, in preparation to do this list, I did consult some other people. Well, other people's opinions. So, for example, I looked at Rolling Stone's list of the top science fiction shows of all time, and they put The Mandalorian fairly high. Now, listen, The Mandalorian was good. Very stylish, very slick, really tonally interesting. But at its core, it was basically the professional minus the creepiness, right? So I really don't think The Mandalorian is that great. Now, in case you weren't aware, though, there is something now very special in the Star Wars TV stable. This is a show that is as nuanced and well crafted as peak Game of Thrones. It delves into themes of power and the ethics of resistance. As I was watching this, I just kept saying out loud, damn, this is good. If you have not watched Andor, do. It is worth the price of a Disney Plus subscription by itself. Is it the best science fiction series of all time? It might just be. It might just be. But I gave myself an out clause when I started this because I said I wasn't really going to consider series in progress, and Andor is filming season 2. It could still go down Game of Thrones lane, or it could shit the bed like Rise of Skywalker. We don't know where it's going to end up. And consistency was a big factor in my list here. Obviously, I hope it doesn't, because it really is so good. But until it plays out, that means there's only one contender left on the field for best science fiction series of all time.